What if I told you that a shepherd and a ranger could teach you more about life than your LinkedIn feed ever will? Okay, be serious. Have you ever had a dream so crazy, even your inner voice was like, bro, chill, now come back to reality? And then there is that other feeling, the one where everyone is looking at you like you are supposed to lead the whole damn group, but you'd rather disappear into the forest with a cup of chai. Hi there, this is Satya. Welcome back to the channel. And this is the second episode of our series on how fiction can actually teach you more about life, work, and leadership than half the grind culture advice floating around online. In these stories, we find what every self-help book tries to teach: resilience, purpose, decision making, strategy, conflict resolution. Only it's wrapped in characters like you will actually remember. Even icons like Musk, Obama, and Jobs found their biggest lesson in fiction. Last time, we met the world's sharpest detective and the coolest revenge seeker, Holmes and the Count. We learned how to observe like Holmes and strategize like the Count. Today, we are chasing dreams through deserts with a shepherd and leading people through darkness with a king who never wanted a crown. This is about finding purpose and owning the leader within, even when you feel completely lost. Alright, so let's talk about The Alchemist, a book that made millions of people want to quit their jobs and go stare at the stars. Meet Santiago, a young shepherd boy from Spain. He has this recurring dream that there is treasures waiting for him near the Egyptian pyramids. Now, most of us would go, cool dream. Now back to the reality and feed sheep. But Santiago, he takes it personally. He literally sells his flock, kisses his quiet little life goodbye, and sets off across continents, which is bold. I panic just trying to return an online order. Anyway, along the way, he gets robbed, works in a crystal shop, questions all of his life choices, meets a girl who makes him forget his life choices, and then meets the Alchemist. Basically, a desert wizard with cheat codes for the universe. And after all this, he finally reaches the pyramids, only to realize the treasure was buried back near his original village all along. Yes, he crossed countries, got scammed, fell in love, almost died, all for something that was literally walking distance from his starting point. But here is the thing, he would not have known that without the journey. Because the real treasure was not the gold, it was the transformation. The Alchemist is not just a story, it's a philosophy. It's about trusting your gut, following your dream, and understanding that sometimes the messiest detours are the most meaningful chapters. Look, we all have dreams. Some people want to write a book, some want to start a business. I just wanted to eat chips in peace without feeling guilty. But Santiago didn't just dream, he moved. Even when he had no map, no backup plan, and no Google reviews of the desert route. Lesson? You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to start walking. Your dream won't come true because it's beautiful. It comes true because you chased it. Santiago almost gives up like 42 times. Every time he is broke, confused, or dehydrated, he thinks, maybe I will just go back to my sheep. And we have all been there, right? You finally mustered the courage to chase something big, and boom, your brain turns into your mother. What if it doesn't work out? Are you sure this is safe? Do you even know how to use Canvas properly? Fear always shows up disguised as logic. But as the Alchemist teaches us, Fear will stop you long before failure even can. Sure, the treasure was cool, but the guy who started the journey couldn't have even handled it. The new Santiago, the one who got scammed, worked retail, fell in love, learned desert survival, that guy was ready. In life, we are always chasing some final goal: promotion, success, validation. But the real growth, it's in the process, the detours, the last night, the people you meet along the way. One of my favorite things in the books are omens. Basically, little signs that the universe is whispering, you are on the right path. And it's funny when you look back and realize even the worst days eventually start to make sense. That delay, that rejection, that failure, maybe it was setting you up for something better. You don't always need a plan. Sometimes you just need faith, patience, and a backup full of hope. Your personal legend, as the book calls it, is not about status. It's about becoming who you are meant to be. And the only way to find it is to begin the journey. Alright, now we enter Middle Earth, where elves are elegant, dwarves are grumpy, and jewelry causes major problems. Welcome to the Lord of the Rings. So, here is the gist. There is one evil ring that can control everyone and everything. Sorrow, the Dark Lord, wants it back. But instead of giving it to some warrior or wizard, they hand it to Frodo, a gentle hobbit, basically a peaceful barefoot foodie from the countryside. And who gets the job of protecting him and leading the fight against evil? A man named Aragorn, a ranger who lives in the woods, avoids responsibility, and looks like he just came out of 2-week camping trip. Aragorn is a true reluctant leader. He is technically the heir to the throne of Gondor, but he wants nothing to do with it. He is like that one guy in your team who quietly does everything and still says, "Oh no, I am not the team lead." But here is what makes him special. He leads not because he wants power, but because people need him. And when the time comes, he steps up. Not for glory, but for purpose. Aragorn doesn't scream leadership, he lives it. Now, even if you are never touched the book, chances are you have seen the epic movie series, Peter Jackson's The Lord of the Rings films. Absolute masterpiece. 11 Academy Awards, over 3 billion at the box office, and still some of the best storytelling ever put on screen. So whether you read it or streamed it, the leadership lesson still hit the same. Let's talk about what we can actually learn from Aragorn's journey and why he might be the best accidental leader fiction has ever given us. Aragorn didn't chase crown. He actually ran from it. He was not interested in being the guy. He just wanted to do the right things. That's what real leadership looks like. Not barking orders from behind a laptop, but standing with your people when it matters. The fellowship had a wizard, an elf, a dwarf, 4 hobbits, and a king, and one guy who kept questioning everything. Boromir, we see you. Like your office team, each one weirdly essential. Listen, you don't need a room full of geniuses. You need diversity in strength and one person to bring it all together. Let's be real. Frodo was not the strongest, smartest, or most strategic, but he kept going, even when the ring was literally frying his soul. See, talent is cool, but consistency, grit, and resilience, that's what gets you to the mountain. Aragorn was not just brave, he was trusted because he was loyal, humble, and always put the mission first. Lesson: Your team does not follow your title, they follow your character. Aragorn didn't become a king when he wore the crown. He became when he chose to lead, even when he was scared, unsure, or exhausted. Whether you are chasing your personal legend through chaos and confusion, or leading people who don't even know they need a leader, remember this. Santiago didn't wait to be ready, he followed his heart. Aragorn didn't need a crown to lead, he just stepped up when it mattered. That's what fiction gives us. Not lectures, not formulas, just unforgettable stories that remind us who we are and who we could become. Drop a comment if you are chasing your dream or if you have ever had to lead when no one else would. And if you are still watching these and not subscribed, bro, even Gollum's judging you. In the next episode, we are heading to Hogwarts and then deep into the ocean with a madman chasing a whale. Yep. From spells and choices to obsession and self-destruction. Get ready for Harry Potter and Moby Dick and the life lessons you didn't see coming.